Hey there everybody, Eric from OUTER LIMITLESS coming at you today with another video. Now in today's video, I'm hoping this is the start of a happy story. I really have no idea what to expect, but what I do have to say is so far, so good. In my hand here, I have the Hogue Knives EX-F01 5.5 inch fixed blade. Now I got this from my buddy Joe at Survival Attitude on Instagram. So thank you, Joe, for working this out. We had a little bit of a trade going on and got my hands on this Hogue knife, and it kind of put the Hogue knives on my radar screen. Now moving forward, I found myself a great deal on a couple of additional Hogue knives, made a purchase, and have since received them. But that's where the story takes a funny turn. Here in my hands I have the boxes. Now I received both of these knives brand new in box. This one here for the 5.5 inch, this one here for the 7 inch. And when I took the knives out of the box, they had the proper sheaths. Here you see the sheath for the 5.5 inch, and here you see the sheath for the 7 inch. Everything seems to have made sense. But then here are the two knives that were in the boxes. Here, a 5.5 inch, and here, well, that's not a 7 inch knife. So unfortunately, what happened was when Hogue packaged up the 7 inch knife, unfortunately they put the 5.5 inch knife in the box. So at this point I have actually 3 of the same blades, 2 brand new plus the original one I got from Joe, and well, that didn't really do me too much good now, did it? So that's where it leaves me now. I have since contacted Hogue's customer service, and I have to tell you right off the get-go, if you're a Hogue employee, you should be very, very proud. So far, everything having to do with Hogue, I'm extremely, extremely impressed. Hogue is a company that I was able to work with at SHOT Show 2020. I covered their booth in a couple of different videos with Carlos from Daily Carry Solutions. Not only were their presenters wonderful, their products are absolutely exquisite. And the knife I got from Joe, this one here, is the first time I've ever actually personally held a Hogue product for my use. I did hold the ones at SHOT Show 2020, but I've had some time now with this EX-F01 and at length, and this blade is just magnificent. So it's no wonder why I wanted to get my hands on a couple other knives. So, again, reaching out to the people at Hogue, that's where the story is now taking a turn for the better. So the first things first, when you go on the Hogue website, there is an actual phone number, a number you can call and you can talk to a human being. That, in my mind, already is a major step in the right direction. These days, a lot of times, you really can't get yourself an actual person on the phone. Never mind, hate to say it, but somebody that actually speaks your language. And in this case, everything was perfect, very well done by Hogue, perfect menu, and got me right to somebody that could help me right away. So their customer service representative, Mandy, was all over the details. As soon as I started to explain the situation, she knew exactly what to do and what direction to turn me in. So Hogue at this point is working on getting me a UPS label to throw on the knife, get it in the box, ship it back to them, and as soon as they receive it, they're going to work on fulfilling a replacement order for me. But there's still a little bit more to the story. Beyond that, the particular knife that I'm looking to replace is not currently available. It's out of stock. So, there's already an ETA. The representative looked it up. They know exactly when the knives are going to be manufactured and when they're due back in stock. So based on my email that's been set up in the system, I'm going to get periodic notifications as to where it is in the process and when it ships out to me. And so that's where I am in the process right now. I'm waiting for my UPS label, and I'm waiting to ship back the original knife so that I can get my replacement going. But the other thing that's great is, as this moves forward, it's really going to give me an opportunity to understand Hogue's overall customer service experience. And I'm not coming at it from the reviewer's perspective as far as they're concerned. For all they know, I'm just a general customer, and they've treated me with extreme respect. They've been all over the details, and they are absolutely nailing it. So the next step for me is to hopefully get that UPS label, return the box, and at that point wait for my replacement. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And so now, here we are. I finally have the replacement unit in my hands. And so, well, unfortunately, things didn't go exactly as I had hoped. Now, it was close. I do have to say, overall, Hogue did do a very nice job. So first things first is I do appreciate their customer service. I think they do a great job. They're very personable, very professional, and they do follow through. However, there were, I would say, just some hiccups. Now, not a huge deal, but the timing on everything was much, much longer than I had expected. And if anything, and you can tell by the change in my beard, and I even think this is like a completely second beard from the first half of this video, it has been a while. Here I am filming this piece about 3 months after I started the process. Now, I have had this in my hands for a couple of weeks now, and I'm finally getting to the second half of this video, but the process did take a very long time. So I started this whole thing to give you some benchmarks on August 21st. So that was my initial call, and by the end of that night, I did receive my UPS label. I immediately boxed up the original knife, and I immediately sent it back in the next day. So the process at that point was moving very quickly. So I got confirmation on September 4th that the original knife had been received and put back into inventory. And that got things moving forward with the new knife. Now, again, this was not in stock. It was not ready to go. And in fact, if you look at it, the original had a black handle. Well, this one here with the OD green, they did give me the ability to swap it out for whichever model I wanted for comparable price. And here I decided I would change it up and get the OD green instead of the black. So that's the first thing. That was really pretty cool, and I do appreciate that. But again, neither this one nor the black was in stock, so both knives had to be made. So I checked in a month later on September 21st, and that was after they said the knives were supposed to be fabricated. They said they weren't yet made. So I checked in on October 21st. That was 2 months later. So August 21st to September, September to October, knives were still not made, so I still had to hang tight. And that's the other thing. They said I would get periodic updates. I had not received any to that point, so it obviously had left me kind of waiting and thinking and wondering what was going on. So finally on October 30th, I was minding my business, just sitting around surfing the web, thought I'd hop onto Hogue's website. Well, lo and behold, guess what I saw available on their website? The knife I was waiting for to get shipped back to me. So what was the story with that? So I immediately called the Hogue representatives. I got them on the line. They looked into it and said, yeah, you know, you should be getting a replacement unit. So that was on a Friday. They said it would ship out the following Monday. So going from October 30th, which was the Friday night, I waited till Monday, didn't get an email, didn't get any tracking, no indication that the knife had been sent to me. And I waited until the following Thursday, which was November 5th. So on November 5th, I called to find out what was going on, and they said, well, that's funny. Let's see what's going on. The representative took off for 5 or 10 minutes, finally came back on the line and said, yeah, we're going to get a unit out to you. It is going to ship tomorrow. So finally, on November 6th, I did get confirmation that the knife had shipped out, and I received it on November 9th. Now, all in all, it went okay. They did eventually pull through. It started with such a high expectation. I was hoping that would follow all the way through. I was hoping I'd get my periodic updates. I was hoping that I would hear when the knives were made and when they would ship out. It really took me to follow up time and time and time again. And even when the knives were made, I still didn't have confirmation that one was going to ship out to me. And even after I called the follow-up, you could tell there was confusion and there was some problems, and they did have to sort it out. So there was a disconnect somewhere in the middle. Luckily for me, I was diligent. I stayed on top of it. And bottom line is, at the end of the day, I did get my replacement knife. So what are my final thoughts? First thing is getting this knife in my hands and feeling this is absolutely magnificent. So I am thrilled to have this. I cannot wait to do a full field review, so that's definitely something to come, both with the 5.5 inch and the 7 inch, but I can tell you this 7 inch knife is just absolutely magnificent. And my final thoughts on the Hogue customer service, I would have to give it a B. A B. I'll give them a B because they have great intentions. The communication was solid at first. It fell off. But overall, the experience, it did pan out, and I got my replacement without too much hassle. So I'll give them a B. I honestly thought they were going to be an A+. I really wanted to give it to them. They started that way, but unfortunately the second half of my story kind of changed my mind. So overall, definitely suitable customer service, and I think they have a little bit of improvements to make if they want that A+. So alright guys, there you have it, a discussion on Hogue Customer Service for their knives. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.